Hey everyone, Ryan here, back with another video and another update on my experience so far with the REV'IT Hyperspeed 2 suit. Now, some of you may have seen my first couple videos that I did starting back in March, where I go over my first impressions and then my first impressions also of riding in the suit. So if you haven't seen those yet, check out the links below and you can get caught up. But suffice to say, my experience with the Hyperspeed 2 suit so far has been great. Had a couple little minor things happen, but overall I've been really impressed with the suit so far. And now that I've had a lot more time in the suit, I thought it would be a good time to update all of you on what's been happening and what I have experienced so far. So if I had to sum up how I feel about the Hyperspeed 2 suit from REV'IT in one sentence, I would have to say quality with attention to detail. And what I mean by that is, REV'IT's always been known as a brand to me as one of those that's a bit on the higher end, but has a lot of quality behind it, a lot of research, a lot of thought goes into their products. And when I first received the Hyperspeed 2 suit, I definitely met those expectations. The suit appeared to be very well made, and I'm not one that normally runs blue as far as my track apparel goes, but I was really digging the blue. It's got a nice shine to it. It has a really nice quality feel, and I get a lot of compliments on it on the track, and even walking around in the pits, a lot of people have said how they think the suit looks really cool, and they've asked me a lot of questions. Now, when I say that the suit has a lot of quality with attention to detail, what I mean specifically is I've noticed from wearing the suit that a lot of the little small details that REV'IT put into the suit really go a long way in enhancing how the suit feels and how comfortable I am on track. Now, the first of those details is around the cuffs, and some of you may know that I pointed this out initially when I got the suit, and you can kind of see that there's some stretch material and it's thinner around the cuffs, and it's the same around the ankles. And not only does this feel really nice on your skin, around the wrists and ankles, but it also makes it easier to fit my boots on and also gloves. So I'll show you what I mean right now. So if I take a pair of gloves and I slide them on over, it makes it a lot easier to get the gloves on because of this thinner and stretchable material around the cuffs. So that may seem like a small thing, but I've had other suits in the past that I've experienced where they don't have this thinner material and it's just the normal leather all the way down to the end. And sometimes it can cause the gloves, or the material rather, to bind up around the gloves. It makes the gloves a little bit harder to get on, and it almost causes a little bit of a pinch point when you're trying to manipulate the controls. So, like I said, it's a small detail, but it really goes a long way in making the suit more comfortable and really enhancing the feel that you have on the controls. Now, the other small detail that they included with the suit is around the undersuit itself, which is removable, as is kind of the standard nowadays. Now, most suits that have the removable liner are going to have Velcro in here, so you can undo the undersuit and you can wash it. One thing I found that I really liked with what REV'IT did is the paneling for the main part of the suit, where the Velcro is that attaches on the suit itself, are just large panels, which means you don't have to be necessarily as precise when you're putting the undersuit back in. But what that means even more is you can kind of dial into where the undersuit and how it fits into the suit itself, and it's going to be more secure. And I've had suits in the past that don't have the large panels, they just have the matching size panels. And I'll have instances where the undersuit will actually come off and become unvelcroed in a couple spots, specifically around the ankles and in the boots. And I've had it where even the Velcro itself comes undone, and then that harder Velcro material is actually pressing on my skin, and I can feel it in my boots, and it just becomes an unnecessary distraction. So I really like that REV'IT added that in. And to give a little more context to that, I do have a full higher-end custom race suit from a brand called Verkos, and that suit also has the oversized paneling for the undersuit. So just from a comparison standpoint, thinking that this is just an off-the-rack suit, the fact that they added in that little feature and that little benefit, I think says a lot. Now, the other thing that they did with the undersuit that I really liked is when I took the undersuit out for the first time, is I noticed they actually included some of the REV'IT C-Smart hip armor. So it's CE level 1 armor in the hips, and then there's also paneling in the chest to add armor as well. And I've had other suits in the past that have the paneling but didn't include the armor, so I thought it was kind of a neat little bonus that REV'IT included a couple pieces of hip armor in the Hyperspeed 2 suit. Now, the one little negative that I've experienced so far was dealing with the main zipper. And what happened was I went to go put the suit on one day and I realized that the zipper had actually come off one of the sides. And when I went to go and try and see if I could fix it and put it back on, I ended up finding out that it was actually broken. Now, I contacted REV'IT about this and they're really accommodating. I told them I was going to take it to a local cobbler because I know that they can do zipper repairs, and they actually offered to cover the cost. Now, I knew the cost was going to be probably pretty minimal, and it ended up being about $12. And with all that being said and done, I just decided to cover it myself. It really wasn't that big of a deal. It didn't take them long to repair. Now, I don't know if REV'IT will do that for all instances if that happens, but I did think it was really nice that they did offer to do that. Now, I don't know the specific reason as to why the zipper popped. I'm speculating part of it could be because the way I run this suit is I have the Tech Air 5 vest in, which this suit is made for, but I also run an extra chest protector from Alpine Stars. I'll wear that underneath, which obviously is going to add a little bit to the bulk. So that may have been a contributing factor. I don't know that for sure. I did talk to another rider at the track who had this same suit, and they were asking me some questions, and they also said that they did experience a similar issue with the zipper, but I don't know how they had their suit configured. And sometimes those things can happen even if you're hot, you're sweaty, the suit's kind of bound up a little bit, the vest may not be in quite right, and you try and just yank on the suit and just make it fit. Again, I don't know what this rider did or what they experienced or how they have their suit configured. And personally, I don't think it's a quality issue as far as REV'IT goes. I've had it happen with other suits in the past. Zippers will fail sometimes, but they're easy to fix. So like I said, overall, I'm not too worried about it. It was an easy fix. Obviously, you can see the zipper works fine. But just one thing that I did experience, so I wanted to make sure I shared that and was transparent about that. So overall, impressions so far, like I said, we're about halfway through the season, have been great. I'm going to continue running the suit and testing the suit out. Again, hopefully I don't have to test the crashability of the suit. But I haven't had any chances to ride the suit in the rain much. But it has gotten pretty hot here lately, and the suit itself does seem to flow air very well, especially compared to a couple other off-the-rack suits I have. This does seem like it flows air a little bit better. I can definitely tell the perforation panels are doing their thing, and this does feel lighter than some similar suits I have in the same size from other brands. So, like I said, I'm really enjoying it. This is becoming a suit that I usually tend to go for if I'm grabbing a suit out of my closet to run. The only suit that I'm, tending to grab more is my full-on custom race suit. But this suit fits me really well. I'll have some info on some of my dimensions listed if you have any questions or want to kind of compare. If you can, I encourage you to go out and try and find a retailer that has the suit to try on, or if you happen to be around the same size as me and you see me at the track and want to try the suit on, let me know. I'd be happy to let you check the suit out. Now, that being said, as always, I have to give a really big shout out and a thank you to REV'IT for giving me the opportunity to test this suit. It's been great so far. If any of you have any questions, please let me know. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, or I will do some research and do some testing for you. Also, comment and let me know what other things you'd like to see me test with the suit, other than crashing in it. And I'll do my best to do a thorough test and keep reporting back with some updates. So that being said, this is Ryan with Road Dirt. I appreciate you checking out the video, and stay tuned for more. Ride life. you.